Okay, Greg Thompson here with Accelerate ActionCOACH Business Coaching. And we are talking to entrepreneur Eric LaClair with GameDay. Eric, greetings. How are you today?
I'm excellent. How are you?
Good, good. Thanks for giving us a couple minutes here this morning. Appreciate it. So let's get started and let's tell everybody about your business GameDay, how you got into it, what it's all about. Tell everybody about GameDay.
Well, GameDay was an idea that actually was spawned by myself and a friend of mine. He had been in the gaming industry for many years, and I've been in the restaurant business and bar restaurant for many years. And we were neighbors, and he just told me, you know what, when are we going to do something together? And I blew him off for many, many years. I was the COO, basically acting for Granite City Food and Brewery. I opened up 31 of those units, and then I took some time off. I have 5 kids, so my wife wanted me to help get them graduated and out of the house. And then he finally called me up. He said, "Well, what are you gonna do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And he's like, "Well, don't you think it's time?" So I was with 2 major companies that we opened up 50 Champs restaurants, Champs Americana, and then we started the Granite City Food and Brewery, and then I left there in 2013. I had a restaurant up in Boone, Iowa, called the Boone Depot, and then I helped a friend after that open up 3 restaurants in Minneapolis area. And after about 6 months of sitting on the couch and kicking kids out of the house, my buddy got a hold of me and he said, let's do this. And I'm like, you know what, it's time. So, I was involved in the corporate world, which there's a lot of great things about the corporate world. But being an independent is a lot more fun and a lot more enjoyable when you get to answer to yourself, not somebody else.
So let's talk about that. I want to focus on that a little bit about going from working for somebody else and now working for yourself. And I talk about collecting stuff versus building your legacy. So tell her, when did you know it was the right time to do your own thing? When did you decide you were unemployable?
Well, when you are passionate about something, and if you visit the restaurant, the one thing that everybody will tell you about is I'm passionate about food and I'm passionate about service. And when I'm working for somebody and they're not passionate about those things, if you don't have good food, you don't have good service, you're not going to have a good restaurant. And it applies to every business. We have an arcade as well. If you don't have smiling people over there helping kids out that are, trying to get their, bubble gum and everything else, it don't work. It's not a medicine for success. And then we acquired the bowling alley when COVID hit. So we rejuvenated the bowling alley and we opened that up as well. And that's been going great as well. And you have to be passionate. If you're passionate about anything, you're going to be successful as long as you let your passion drive what you're doing and don't make easy decisions. And I just couldn't work for somebody that wasn't passionate about great food and not passionate about great service. If you don't have that in this business, you don't have anything.
Okay. So how long has GameDay been up and going?
In December, it'll be 2 years. So we opened up basically 5 months before COVID hit. And then we were closed for the, 7-8 weeks. We opened back up May 27th, I believe, was the day we opened back up. And then we acquired the bowling alley on September 1st, and we opened the bowling alley up on September 17th. And again, we've, between cleaning the bowling alley up and giving that a jump start, we've added a new scoring system. We bought all new bowling pins. We've put, I think at this point in time, someone would have to correct me, but probably 125 gallons of paint just in cleaning it up and getting it to where it didn't look like it was built in 1950. But again, it's one of those things that you're either clean, neat, and organized, or you're old and dirty. And again, that goes with the passion.
Let's talk about your target audience. Who is the person that would enjoy game day the most?
That's the easiest question you're going to ask me. It's like a supermodel. Everybody's attracted to me. We cater to everybody. Obviously, we're a family driven, but one of the things that is in kind of my undertone about my menu is female friendly. Moms drive where you're going to go as much as kids do, as we know. As dads, we get the third choice. But if you're a dad and you come here, you're going to enjoy it because your kids are going to be taken care of. Your wife's going to have a female friendly menu, and you're going to be able to have a good beer. Everybody, we get parties where there's grandparents. Some of our regulars are, in that age, retirement age. They're here on a daily basis. It's not necessarily like you got to come here to go play games, or you got to come here to go downstairs and bowl. Our food is made from scratch. It's large portions. It's reasonably priced. Our service is good, and you're not going to walk away going, "Oh, I didn't get a good value here." So with some of the promotions that we do as well, like our lunch club, if you come and sit at the bar and you get a lunch club card, Haley, who's here basically every day of the week, she'll sign off on it. And after your 7th time, your 8th meal's on us. We appreciate you coming in for lunch. So I think it's friendly to everybody. There's I don't think anybody at any age group or gender or anything else would feel like it's not a fun place to be at. It's wide open. We got the garage doors. We got so it's almost like an open air environment. And there's activity, 21 TVs, 5 big screens. Who doesn't want to? I mean, I built this place because I want to be here.
There you go. If you want to hang out, other people should want to hang out there, right?
Absolutely.
There you go. So let's talk about 2 years of owning your own business. What would you say are some of the biggest wins or accomplishments that you've made happen?
Did you say wins or accomplishments?
Yes.
Staying open. I'm going to leave it at that. In the bar and restaurant business, if you make it through the first 2 years, you're generally going to be successful. The first 2 years are usually the grace period for bars and restaurants, and they generally don't make it. So it would be that we're staying open. And then I would say, if you want me to, elaborate on that, it would be that the return guest, we just have a huge amount of return guests and increased sales even through the COVID period. Sorry, we're getting a food delivery right now.
Yeah, I hear you.
But yeah, it would. Those would be probably the 2 biggest. I think that if you had people, jump on this podcast and talk to you about game day, they would say the food and the service is great. It's clean, it's neat, it's organized. I mean, people are not going to walk in here and, we have kind of an open kitchen, and if you wanted to walk in our kitchen to take a look around, I'd let you. It's clean, it's spotless. So people feel comfortable here. It's a warm environment, and I think people just like being here.
So obviously that's important for you. How do you work with your team and make sure it's important with your team?
I'm going to have you ask me that question again, and I'm going to ask the U.S. Foods delivery guy to turn his truck off because I can't hear you right now. So give me 1 minute.
Yep.
I'll just go back inside. That might be easier.
Okay, we're good.
Okay. Ask me that question one more time.
All right. So obviously I can tell by the tone of your voice that the friendliness and the customer service and the cleanliness is very important to you, and you're very passionate about it. How do you get that passion out of your your other team members? How do you convey to them? How do you get that from your employees?
Well, that's a great question, and I got a hopefully a very good answer for you. So one of my mentors, well, actually, pretty much my only mentor, he told me that he grades people from 1 to 5, and 5 being the best, and surround yourself with 5s. And I surround myself with 5s. I allowed a partner to come into the business with me. She worked for me for 11 years. She's a solid 5. My kitchen manager, Gloria, is a solid 5. My general manager, Lyle, solid 5. The people that I surround myself with, it's actually somewhat selfish because I want better people than me around me. And that's what I hire, and that's what I support, and that's what I try to do. However, I have a level of high standards, and they understand them and they meet them to where I don't have to coach them on what the standard is. If it's wrong, they see it before I do. They don't want me to see if there's something not right. And that's, to me, one of the biggest secrets in being able to run a successful operation. And again, I learned from somebody else, is that just have people better than you, and you'll do well. And my people are better than me for sure, no doubt about it.
Great food for thought, great wisdom conversation there. Thank you for sharing that. Good stuff. Is there anything that that you thought was good to go, and then later you realized it wasn't, so you had to make a pivot, you had to make a change, go to plan B or plan C? Anything there that you'd like to share?
Yeah, I mean, you run into that all the time. I mean, we just came through COVID. I mean, you want to talk about a plan B, let's talk about plan C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J. At the end of the day, what you just got to do is, this is, for new entrepreneurs, for people getting started in a business, I would say 2 things. One is, try to get a good night's sleep, because you're going to wake up in the middle of the night and you're going to start worrying about things, and you're not going to get any sleep, and it's going to drive you nuts. It's going to be little things. There was, like in the restaurant business, oh my God, somebody forgot to punch out, or, I forgot to put a tip on this, or whatever it was. Just something little is going to drive you nuts all night. Try to get a good night's sleep. The other thing is, I suggest to everybody, and I do this with my own kids, is, I'm not going to tell you that you need a 4-year, 6-year degree unless you want to go into something that you need. I will tell you this: understand simple things like taxes. Understand simple things like what does it take to start a business. And again, if you're passionate about it, I don't care if you're selling Barbie clothes or high chairs or whatever it is you're doing. If you understand how to start a business, and you understand how to do basic bookkeeping and taxes and things of that nature, so you don't lose money by being, naive, anybody can start a business. Anybody can start a business. It's when you're passionate, that's what's going to allow you to keep your business open. So just be passionate about what you're going to do, and you'll be successful. But I would tell anybody, go and get a business degree or bookkeeping skills of some sort to start out, because it will save you a lot of anguish at the end of the day. I promise that.
Oh, great stuff. Great stuff. Eric, is there anything else that you think new entrepreneurs or new business owners or people that are thinking about being their own boss, making that break away from the corporate world, anything else that you think that you would like to pass along to them?
I not necessarily, but I would say this. A closed mouth don't get fed. So if you want to go out and do something, then you got to open your mouth and put your butt on the line. And you know what? Do it young, because you can recover. When you get to my age, you know what? You don't have many mistakes left in life. So I would say, you know what? When you're young, you can always recover from that. When you get a little bit older, you know what? The pain runs a little bit deeper and it takes a little bit longer to recover. But no, to young entrepreneurs, I applaud. I applaud you. Please start more businesses. You need to go start more businesses, and we need it. And you know what? Be passionate about whatever it is you want to do, and whatever it is, it's fine as long as you're passionate about it.
Oh, very good. So, Accelerate Action Coach Greg Thompson, been talking to Eric LaClair, pardon me, with GameDay. Restaurant and pub, I guess is a good description. So, and fun and excitement. So, Eric, thank you for your time, and we're going to sign off from our podcast now. Thank you.
Outstanding. I appreciate it. Sorry about the audio.